Hello to all our beloved viewers who are watching today's weather forecast on Mr. Tien channel. I wish you warmth and comfort, though I'm afraid the sky outside might not be quite so warm today. Because yes, the rain has returned, and this time, it's not just a quick visit for fun. It's a long, wet, and widespread spell, especially across South Wales and the West Country in the next few hours. Ladies and gentlemen, weather radar images show thick bands of rain sliding across the southern coastal areas, bringing a fairly large amount of rainfall. In the next few hours, especially from late afternoon into the evening, we will experience heavy showers, some of which may cause travel difficulties, particularly on major roads through low hills or areas with limited visibility. A rain warning has been issued for the entire South Wales and West Country region. People should take caution, especially if traveling on highways or in rural areas, where water can accumulate quite quickly. As night falls, this humid air mass will gradually spread northward. This means that whether you're in Northern Ireland, the far north of England, or even southern Scotland, those raindrops will soon find their way to you. However, the interesting thing is, although it's rainy, temperatures will not be cold at all. A gentle breeze from the southwest brings in warmth from the ocean, making the air milder and more comfortable than during previous cold rain events. If you're staying indoors, enjoy that cozy feeling with a cup of tea, listening to the sound of rain outside. Tonight will be wet, yes, but not freezing. Moving into tomorrow morning, the far north of Scotland will experience a rather special start to the day. Dry, but chilly. Morning temperatures may dip low with a light mist over the fields, but no significant rain. However, don't get too comfortable, because a new thick band of cloud is advancing from the southwest. By mid-morning, rain will intensify again across central and southern Scotland, while Northern Ireland and northwestern England will also be affected. Anyone traveling by ferry or train through these regions tomorrow morning should take note. Visibility may be reduced, and some areas could experience stronger winds than usual. From mid-morning to noon, the main rain zone will slowly shift northward. That means, while Northern Ireland, the far north of England, and the northwestern Highlands of Scotland remain wet, South Wales and much of England will start to see brightening skies. Satellite imagery shows low clouds still covering many western hill regions, particularly in the West Country. However, as the sun climbs higher, faint rays of sunlight will begin to pierce through, bringing a gentle sense of warmth to the late morning. If you're in the Midlands or eastern counties of England, enjoy it. These will likely be the brightest parts of the country today. By the afternoon, we can say that half of the country will see clearer weather. Light winds, mild air, golden sunlight mixed with gray clouds, creating that truly typical English autumn scene. Expected temperatures: Scotland, around 14 degrees Celsius. Northern Ireland, 15 degrees Celsius. Central Wales, 16 degrees Celsius. Southeast England, around 17 degrees Celsius. These are quite pleasant temperatures for such a wet day. If you're lucky, you'll feel that cool and breathable air, the kind that so many people love during this change of season. Good news for those planning an evening outdoors, perhaps to watch fireworks, light bonfires, or simply stroll through town, because most of England and Wales will enjoy drier skies tonight. That said, a few places may still see light drizzle, especially under thicker cloud cover. Bring a light jacket, just in case of cool breezes after sunset. In Scotland and Northern Ireland, conditions will be a bit damp. Some southern Highland areas of Scotland may see isolated light showers, while the far north will experience strong winds and persistent rain. However, overall, about half of the country will enjoy a dry and pleasant evening, perfect for winding down after a busy day. After midnight, rain will continue in the far north of Scotland, but the rest of the country will be quiet and calm. Cool air, gentle winds, and patches of mist spreading across central fields. Still, take note, another light shower band is forming over southern Ireland, likely moving into Northern Ireland and western Scotland by Thursday morning. If you're heading out early, don't forget your compact raincoat. On Thursday morning, as daylight breaks, many areas across England and Wales will greet a drier start. Clouds will remain, but sunshine will appear more often, especially in eastern and southeastern regions. The air will feel fresh and comfortable, a lovely way to start the day. In Scotland, light rain will linger in the far north, while the central belt may see temperatures around 15 degrees Celsius, quite pleasant for this time of year. Central England and the southeast could reach 16 to 17 degrees Celsius, with light winds and mild air. Looking further ahead as we move toward the weekend, weather models indicate that conditions will remain mild. We can expect a few scattered showers, mainly across the western and northern regions, but there are no signs of severe cold or major storms. Some areas, especially London, East Anglia, and the southeastern coasts, might even enjoy above-average temperatures, occasionally reaching 18 degrees Celsius for short periods. Winds will stay southwesterly, gentle, mild, bringing that soft warmth typical of late autumn. Yes, some might say, is it raining again? But remember, it's these very rainy spells that make Britain so special, with lush green fields, clean fresh air, and those rare golden afternoons when the clouds finally part. So whether you're in Cardiff, Bristol, Belfast, or Edinburgh, take a moment to enjoy the little things. An umbrella, a hot cup of tea, and a smile. Sometimes, that's the perfect way to embrace British weather. Dear everyone, next up, we have an extremely noteworthy update. And trust me, you'll want to watch this video until the very end. The live radar is in action mode, and the UKV has just released its latest forecast showing. That's right, heavy rain is about to sweep across the United Kingdom for the next 5 days. At first, the weather remains fairly mild and pleasant, somewhat deceptively nice, before returning to more typical conditions by the weekend. But don't get too excited. In the longer term, a high-pressure system is quietly forming, and it could completely change the weather pattern by mid-month. High pressure will gradually spread over the UK, and then, listen closely, it seems to be shifting northward, opening the door for a cold air outbreak later this month. Forecast models such as GFS, GM, and EC are all saying the same thing. Hey, something's brewing up north. GFS is showing a large blocking pattern. Not extremely cold, but definitely paving the way for something more interesting. GM, however, is going bigger. Not only forming a block, but pushing it all the way toward the Arctic. What does that mean? It means we could start to feel those icy easterly winds by the end of the month, like the first whisper of winter gently knocking at the door. But wait, let's come back to the present for a moment. If you're watching this video in the evening, especially around 7 p.m., there's a good chance you can already hear rain showers outside your window. Radar shows rain sweeping through the Midlands, Wales, and northern England as if someone turned on a giant tap in the sky. Heavy downpours are moving north and east, flooding streets, strong winds blowing, and... oh dear, if you plan to go out, my condolences, you're gonna get soaked. Further south and east, things aren't so bad. It's still cloudy with southwesterly breezes, but the air feels mild and comfortable. Temperatures are ranging between 4 to 17 degrees Celsius, and if you're standing outside, you might be thinking, wait, November? Feels more like September. Yes, exactly. The current weather is pretending to be September or early October, with temperatures 5 to 6 degrees above average. A strangely warm spell that has many people turning on the fan instead of the heater. But here's the thing. Humidity is sky high. This mild air is carrying a lot of moisture, and that's exactly the fuel that will make the upcoming rain events more intense. Let's take a look at the latest radar image. You can see bands of rain moving quite fast, especially overnight. The good news, yes, there's a bit of good news, is that the rain will pause around midnight before returning early Wednesday morning. And Wednesday, oh my goodness, heavy rain is back across Scotland, Northern Ireland, and the western regions. It's as if the rain just refuses to leave. By Thursday, things ease a little, though a few showers linger in the east. Overall, Thursday looks like a more breathable day. Lots of clouds, a few showers, but also some surprising sunny intervals. Heading into Friday, things look fairly steady. A slight chill arrives, but don't worry, it comes and goes like a breeze. This weekend will feel drier and a touch cooler, but not freezing by any means. However, out over the Atlantic, low-pressure systems are quietly gathering strength. We're beginning to see pressure rising from Europe, and that's the first signal of a more settled spell after November 10th. Yes, things are getting very interesting. By mid-month, high pressure is expected to build and block the Atlantic flow. That means bye-bye endless rain and hello, cold air! The latest GFS runs show the formation of a strong high-pressure area stretching toward Iceland and Scandinavia, producing easterly winds. However, Eastern Europe isn't too cold yet, so for now, we just feel cool and dry, not bitterly cold. But remember, this is only the beginning of true winter. Today's GM model run is truly fascinating. High pressure begins to rise toward Greenland, and when that happens, boom, northerly winds plunge down, bringing cold Arctic air. If this model verifies, we could see a classic Northern European cold spell, possibly even some early season snow in higher ground areas. Of course, that's not guaranteed since it's only mid-November. But you know what? Every year, the first snow tends to arrive earlier than you'd expect. As we head toward the end of the month, more signals point toward a major shift. Gone are the wet westerly winds of recent weeks, replaced by dry, cold northeasterlies just like in late November 2021, when snow fell even in low-lying areas. In summary, in the short term, 5 straight days of heavy rain, especially across the north and Scotland. Mid-month, high pressure builds, bringing drier, cooler weather. Late month, a strong chance of a cold spell, possibly with the first snow of the season. And that's exactly why you should hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any of our hot, or should I say, cold, weather updates. Leave a comment below. Do you prefer warm rainy days or that first chill of winter? And now, goodbye for now, and see you in the next video where we'll find out, is snow really about to fall in the UK?